going, Pure Maths 1 students? We're working on I think it is the third holiday question that I set for you. This one's on functions. And we've got this function f is such that f of x is equal to the square root of, brackets, x plus 3 all over 2 plus 1. For x is greater than or equal to minus 3. And the first thing that we've got to do is find the inverse function, and we've got to find it in the form of a x squared plus bx plus c, where a, b and c are constants. So my first step here is going to be to write y equals the square root of x plus 3 all over 2 plus 1. And then I'm going to pull across the 1 to the y side, y minus 1. Okay, and at this point, my next move would be to square both sides. So I'm going to have y minus 1 squared on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, I'm going to have x plus 3 over 2. Then I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So next line will be 2, y minus 1 all squared is equal to x plus 3. And then I'm going to have 2 bracket y minus 1 all squared minus 3 equals x. And then of course we're going to swap our x and y across. So I will have y is equal to 2x minus 1 all squared minus 3. And then that's not the form that they've asked us to have it in. If you look at the question, it's got to be in this form here. So we probably want to expand this. Let's see. I better write it in the proper form. The inverse of fx is equal to, now I'm going to expand this, so it'll be 2x squared minus 4x plus 2. Let me just check that, x squared minus 2x plus 2, yeah, and we double all of that. And then we've got this minus 3. So at that point, I guess we can just say in total we've got minus 1, minus 1. Okay? I hope you're happy with that. That seems fairly straightforward to me. The next thing that we have to do in part 2 is that we need to find the domain, the range of this function. Well, remember what we talked about when we're doing an inverse. The domain of f of x is going to be the range of the inverse function. So what is the domain of f of x? That's what we're going to think about now. We know that the smallest value of x we can put in is minus 3. So let's do f minus 3. Minus 3 plus 3 is 0, so 0 over 2 is 0, square root of 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. So at that point we're 1. That's a 1. It's a horrid looking 1. Let's do it again. 1. Okay, let's go to f, let's say 1. Okay, f1. 1 plus 3 is 4, divided by 2 is 2, square root of 2, so this one will be 1 plus square root 2. And let's say we get x is 5, so we'll go f5. Then we'll have 8 over 2, which is 4. Square root 4 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So you can see that as the values move higher for x, then fx gets higher. So the low point in this graph, if we were to sketch this graph, is when we start at -3, so we're at, what are we at there? We're at, say, 1, and it seems to me that the graph is going to look something like this. Okay, if that's at -3. So, all that to say that f of x is greater than or equal to 1. Therefore, that means our domain for our inverse must be greater than or equal to 1. So we would say x is greater than or equal to 1 for the inverse function's domain. Okay, that's how we'd write it, this bit here. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you guys. Take care.